everyone. This is Tracy Caulfield with the Cushing Chamber of Commerce, and today we have one of the candidates that is running for the City of Cushing Commission seat number 2, or district number 2, or how would you say that?
They classified as seat, so
seat
yeah.
2, seat number 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't really have jurisdictions,
right?
Or wards,
anything. Or wards. Yeah, that's what they're called. That's what they're called.
Yeah.
So as we start talking, who are you? Who are you? Tell us a little about yourself.
My name's Buddy Towns, Junior. I always have to make sure of that because my dad branded me a junior, so I branded my boy a third. So I'm one of those big on traditions type. Mm-hmm. Born and raised here in Oklahoma. I was actually born and raised over in Glenpool when Glenpool was a little bitty town.
Right.
And
yeah.
that, not so much that anymore.
Right.
About 3 years ago, me and my wife, it'd be 2 years ago. About 2 years ago, me and my wife Sarah bought a house over on Moses and brought all 6 of our children here. Just fallen in love with the community. Prior to that, I've always been in, for the last 15, 16 years, been in law enforcement. Had to take a little break for a while. Had some injuries from when I was in the Marine Corps. They finally recently did the surgeries to get it fixed and that, so.
Yeah. And what professions do you have?
Primarily, I've been in law enforcement. Mm-hmm. Been a police officer, like I said, 15, 16 years now. Been a canine handler, sergeant. After I took my little break, I took a little over a year off. They finally figured out what's wrong with me physically to be able to get back out on the job and doing it safely.
Right.
So I'm back at work in law enforcement again, and also supporting my wife with her business, Silvertown Express. Filling in, helping her wherever she needs help.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Just a little side question.
Okay.
What's your favorite drink at Silvertown?
I'm a black coffee guy.
Yeah, I remember that.
I usually in the morning I'll have a double shot of espresso. That's usually just kind of how I start my morning now.
Hey, if you can just walk in the backyard and get you a triple espresso.
Right.
Hey, that's the life right there. Before you go on.
Wake the soul up in the morning.
Yes,
that's what I like to call it.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, okay, tell us what made you decide to run for the seat number 2?
Well, I kind of gotten to that age where it's like, I'm not young, but I'm not older. I'm kind of in that, but I've got a lot of life experience. Having worked in law enforcement, obviously lots of experience there. Also, in between my Marine Corps days and going into law enforcement, I'd worked for my father, who had owned several businesses in Tulsa, and helped him manage all that. And I'm also helping the wife now with just the bookkeeping and the management side of the business, wherever she needs the help at. Right. So I feel I'm at that point where I'm in my life that I've got experience. I've still got the energy and the drive. Mm-hmm. Cushing's got a lot of huge potential opportunities here in the very near future. And I believe that I was we were brought to Cushing with the timing the way it was, and then with the seat being open, that with my knowledge, experience, and energy, that'll be able to be a positive impact with the city commissioners as far as helping keep the city in the good direction, but also keep it moving forward, especially with all this potential growth coming.
Yes, absolutely.
A lot of potential opportunities coming, and I don't want to see the city miss any of them.
Right. Yeah. So what would you say on that note? What would you say is your biggest concern with the city of Cushing?
Right now, the biggest concern it's going to be our infrastructure, because with the potential of all the future growth, that's going to be the biggest thing, and it's going to be the devil in the details. Is okay, did we get all the water? Is all of our water, is all of our sewers, all of our road structure, because we're going to have the increased traffic. We're potential for new neighborhoods coming in, because you're talking about, with if the refinery, if everything goes forward like it's supposed to with it, several hundred new families moving to town. Mm-hmm. Right now, our housing, we don't have it.
Right.
And that's something that they've started the direction.
Right.
I just think it's one of those that we need to continue and follow through with it to make sure that everything's in place.
Right.
So
Yeah.
Definitely infrastructure.
Yeah, absolutely. So on the flip side of that coin, what would be your favorite thing about the city of Cushing? What do you
This one
admire?
kind of surprises some people sometimes. Me and my wife have been blown away with how much the city has invested back into the youth programs. Mm-hmm. You go to any other municipality that, I used to be a county deputy, so I've seen many towns. Mm-hmm. I've never seen one the way Cushing does it, where with our youth program and of all the sports and athletics and everything, right. We've just been blown away with that. Everybody's included.
Yeah.
The city said, no, we're going to cover it. We're going to make sure that every child has the opportunity to come out and play sports. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that's huge.
It is. It is. It's very huge, and it's not very common for our community at all.
No.
At all.
No.
So what would you say, if you were to win the commission seat, mm-hmm. What is one thing that you would really like to, besides infrastructure, mm-hmm. maybe your second most thing that you would like to accomplish, that you would like to see get done during your term?
I definitely would like to see the city invest more into the youth program and grow it more.
Yeah.
Yes, there's a lot of phenomenal people with Jared and everybody over there at the CYCC. They do a phenomenal job. I'd like to get them more resources to see that grow even more, because I think that it's there.
Yeah.
And that's where because that's our future.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
The one thing me and Sarah, that's my wife, Sarah. We both coach some, mm-hmm. and we see all walks of life. Mm-hmm. Some of these kids that we get the honor to, help coach and try to mentor and, be a positive impact in their life, that could be it for them.
Yeah.
That could be the changing point in their life,
Yeah.
And so
mm-hmm.
we...
Yeah, I totally believe that. My son went through it when he was in youth sports, and it just took that one coach and changed his whole world. It wasn't anything that we could have done as parents. It had to be from a coach.
Yep.
So I absolutely have seen it firsthand.
Yeah.
It is.
And I saw it with my son. We didn't coach basketball, or his basketball team. We didn't coach it this year, and he actually responded so much better.
Yeah.
It's so hard with because mom and dad, they're used to us.
Yes.
Somebody different, and there was phenomenal coaches that he had.
Right.
They did a great job, and he responded better. So, that's something else that even, we like to tell our kids, like, they don't understand how blessed they are of what we do for them.
Right.
That's one of those deals that we didn't realize, somebody else, hey, that's, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And so I would love to see that definitely grow more.
Yeah,
a
absolutely. lot more. If you could fix anything, what would you fix? It could be anything that just can't, maybe just can't be fixed, or it can be something that you can fix, possibly.
One of the...
Bringing the tough questions to
Yeah, that is a really tough question. Because as I've educated myself more and more on a lot of how the city's doing, obviously there's stuff that I disagree with, but there's also a lot of stuff that I agree with. And, if I could, I think this is going to kind of come back to our conversation before we started and all that, mm-hmm. of educating more people to get involved in the politics.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Getting it out there more, because, like I told you, to me, there's no reason that Cushing at a, municipal election shouldn't have 2,500 votes cast.
Yeah.
We're a large enough community that's what should be the, a minimum average.
Right.
I would like to see that more engagement from other individuals. Get out, vote.
Vote. Yes, please. Yes.
I will say this: you vote for my competitors, I don't care. Vote.
Vote. Just vote. Vote.
That's the big thing is get out and vote, because with absence of people getting out and actually putting pen to paper of saying that this is what I want.
Yeah.
You know, it's hard for a lot of politics for them to go, well, I'm just going to kind of make my own mind up because they are not telling me either way.
Right.
So
yeah,
I think that would probably be, if I could fix something, that would be something big to fix.
yeah, that's a good one because, you know, a lot of people, you see thousands turn out for the United States presidential elections, but you don't see, I mean, it's so hard to even get 200 out of a town of 8,200 to vote for their city elections. And that's a big problem. That's a problem.
It is.
Yeah.
I remember when I was a young man, my very first time to get to vote, I won't mention which bush it was, but
Right. Right.
but I remember there was a state senator, Lewis was his last name, and this was over in Glenpool area. He was an Oklahoma state senator, and he was a grandfather to one of my good friends that I went to high school with, and he lost by 56 votes.
Oh, wow.
56 votes, and that's why when people say it doesn't matter,
It does.
It does.
It
does.
absolutely
It
does.
does.
Yeah.
Creek County Jail, the one that they had built back in 2000, I think it was 2000 when they had it up for a vote, it only passed by 7 votes.
Oh, wow.
I mean, just,
yeah.
you know.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah,
it's
just
just
the
a
narrowest.
Yes.
So
yeah.
every vote counts.
Yes, it does.
Majority of the time, yes. Is it going to be a very lopsided one way or the other? Yes. But get out and vote because you never know.
Right.
Your one vote could be that tipping point.
It could, absolutely. And people don't realize their vote does count. We're
Yeah.
not just talking a slogan.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah, exactly.
Your vote does count. Your
Yes.
voice needs to be heard, and it does matter.
And that's how it's heard, is by
Yes.
how they, they say.
Absolutely.
You know, because if you have a close election, then it's telling, whoever did win, hey,
Right.
yes, we voted for you, but,
Yes. Yeah.
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 So.
It's a huge pulse point there for us. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about anything else with the city of Cushing that if you were to be elected, that you are looking forward to learning more about or working on or possibly seeing that project get over the finish line. Something that concerns you, that you're passionate about, maybe that you've been keeping up with.
I'd definitely like to get more in depth of the whole how the city aspect works, and so when you start some of these projects, like how do you start some of them?
Right.
I know you can go to somebody and be like, "Hey, I want to get this going." They're like, "I got you," and then they get the ball rolling.
Right.
I would be kind of interested in learning more of, okay, yes, help me,
Right.
but show me how to do it at the same time, because I love to
Right.
learn. Knowledge is
Yeah.
power to me.
Right.
And that's one
Yeah.
of those, so I definitely would be looking forward to, if elected, to be able to step in and kind of see more behind the details, because that's a lot of things, when you're standing back and watching the game, it's like, oh yeah, it's a great game, football, baseball, whatever you're watching. But there's so much behind the scenes that you don't see.
Yeah.
The choreography of how everything just kind of goes.
Yeah.
Government's the same way.
Yeah.
It's the exact same way.
Yeah. It's a fine, well-oiled machine.
Yes.
You know.
Most of the time.
Yeah, most of the time. Most of the time. But it's a dance.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's super interesting.
Yeah.
For
and
sure.
so I definitely like to get more, working with the city manager and, expressing concerns and working with him, and getting projects moving forward. Some of the projects, we're looking at is with a lot of the roads.
Yeah.
Road is obviously a big one right now, because that's a huge infrastructure part that, we're going to have to dive in. Okay, well, I mean, I know business side. Okay, I'll contact somebody and, tell them what I want, and they'll, I want to learn kind of more of the in depth and details. And also a lot of times we look at something and we say, oh, that's, yeah. But there's so many other details that we don't understand of how the puzzle pieces go together.
Right.
So
yeah.
I'd like to learn more on that.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, is there anything else that you would like to add about why you're running, or anything that is important to you? Some of your, key issues. I'm
a no nonsense individual. I don't like to sugarcoat,
Right.
which gets me in trouble sometimes, but I'm a very direct, straightforward, but I'm also very approachable. Sometimes I can be, I can appear standoffish. That comes back from a lot of years of law enforcement.
Yeah.
That's a hard thing to turn off.
Right. Yeah.
You know, I'm totally approachable, and I want people to know that yes, I may not look like I'm an approachable person, but I am. And once you get me talking,
Yeah. I'm usually there in the window for at least an hour.
yeah, I'll get going. Yes,
Right.
I can be very long-winded sometimes.
Well, we all can.
But,
yeah, that's a good thing. That's connection.
That's politics.
Yes, that's politics.
That's
yes,
politics. Being able to talk and just discuss things, and also being able to agree to disagree, and all the different stuff that goes with it. So definitely want people to know that yes, I'm very approachable. If you have questions, had a gentleman that messaged me last night on the Facebook page and asked some questions. Absolutely. Reach out to me if you have questions. If you have concerns, if there's something that you see that you want addressed, I'm one of those 100%. I listen to everybody. Because that's kind of the point of the job.
Right.
Okay, what does the community want?
Right.
But also I'm very forthcoming when it comes to information. If there's something that the city were to be looking, some of the other commissioners be looking at doing that I disagree with, I'm very vocal about that.
Yeah.
I'm not afraid to ruffle feathers,
Right.
but at the same time, it's one of those that you try to avoid that at all costs. But
Right. Just my personal, I'm not supposed to be, but my personal, I feel that you're very professional about it.
I attempt to.
Yes. Yeah. I think so.
I think 99% of the time I am.
Yeah. Except
Not
for
that we all haven't had the,
Yeah, that one ruffle.
Yeah, the one that, shouldn't have said that. Or,
Right. Yeah. Well,
So.
how can people get a hold of you before now this will be shown on Monday.
Mm-hmm.
So how can
Okay.
people get a hold of you?
Right now, I've been off work. Like I said, I finally got the surgery, got my hand fixed, getting all that taken care of finally. Took the VA about 20 years, but.
Right. Yeah.
So right now I'm helping the wife at Silvertown. I'm there, even if I'm not in the trailer, you can come by and ask for me. I live right next door, so
Right.
the wife can call me. I can come out and talk. Anybody. Also, I've got the Facebook page. It's just the Buddy Towns Jr. for City of Cushing Commissioner. You can message me on there.
Okay.
And
Awesome. Well, thank you, Buddy, for coming in and talking to us and having this little informal interview with us.
Yeah.
It's just a way to connect the community with the candidates and the incumbent. So we really appreciate you and your time today. So thank you.
Definitely. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Well, everybody, we have one more interview to do, which will be broadcast later on Monday. All three videos of the incumbent and both the candidates will be shown throughout the day on Monday on our Facebook page and our Instagram page, if Instagram will allow us to go that long, But we really encourage you to watch these, get to know the candidates and the incumbent, and then go to the polls on Tuesday and vote for who you would like to, that you're educated about, and voice your vote and let people know who you want in the seat for City of Cushing Commission seat number 2. Thanks, everybody.